one light in bed. We're living underneath the covers. Mess with my head.
Hello guys, it's Lea from Luxury Tech About, and today I would like to do a quick video for portfolios. That's what we are gonna talk about, portfolio in UX, UI, AI and VUI. Hopefully some augmented reality and virtual reality, which is like 6 different panel with everything disregard, like everything with their unique and different way, and yet like world that kind of like very much intertwine between each other, which is super interesting. And I'm making currently my portfolio, so I'm making this video. I've been looking at a lot of portfolio, and I think that the main thing that you want to do, I'm not on the other side yet where I can say like, hey, I have a job in UX and this and that. By the way, my jewelry is all from Coding Crystal, which I'm super fan about. I'm also super fan of Tiffany Tech. I thought that I saw her website and her portfolio, and that was super inspiring because it was straight to the point. It was right here, and it was exactly what I was looking for, but in the UX field, if that makes sense, or in the UI field. After that, I've seen portfolio which I am so sorry, if I found them I will post them around here, but I forgot the name. But we've worked on VR, and if you know, I mean, I just have like not a lot of a huge community, but if you have, please let me know in the comments. So my portfolio personally, I intend to build it extremely simple, very much straight to the point, and in categories. So the categories UI, or the categories AI, or AI and UI, or VUI and UX, or UX. So usually I build my project always pretty much with AI included, just because those are literal fields that are growing right now. AR and VR are growing as well, but I'm not so much incorporated into the tech field. And like, I have read a lot and I cultivate myself a lot on deep learning and machine learning. Those are really universe that I want to work as a UX designer. So for the portfolio, my first project, and this is what I really would like to talk about, my first project is actually, I believe, called InstaFame. I don't really have a name for the product, but one of my main dreams is to have a group with several businesses, and especially when you are dealing with tech, everything happens so fast that either you have one huge large company, or either you have a group. And InstaFame is a product to help people who are aspiring blogger or YouTuber or creator. And I would like to, I have already the whole UX, I just have to finish the product. The presentation was a real success. And some people told me to actually do it as a company, and I was like, oh, as advanced, I thought that was like not that much of a bad idea. And basically it solves 2 main problems, which is the problem of time and the problem of tools, because not everyone has really the tools to spend 8 hours in front of like a computer or anything. And even if it sounds like super in the margin, since ghosting type of blogging or very ephemeral type of blogging are on point, I still believe that community like YouTube or Instagram TV or TikTok have like a real substance to them, and that you can actually like that a video that is 3 years old can still be relevant, and depends and in relation of the type of content that you are making. So basically that's what I have been working on. And I believe in open source, so even if someone like, let's say like comes and steal my idea, I know that I will be able to implement into the idea. And the primary reason of this project is still to make a portfolio, and I never intended to go and make a portfolio and make a company out of a portfolio piece. But that kind of like emerged within itself, and I still want to work in the UX field, grow inside of our companies, grow into groups that are bigger and goals that are bigger than mine. So if you have like any suggestions on how you started, I have like a community and a Slack, and I read a lot because in my bootcamp we use a lot of Slacks. And I read a lot about other people's experience, how they went through their interview process, and so on and so forth. But I still want to know, how did you proceed? Did you like, what type of feedback did you receive? Because I've been applying and I didn't really receive like any type of like feedback. Maybe because my portfolio is not like 100% completed. And most of the portfolio that I've seen around in the market, I can put like some example, but it's mostly 3 to 4 to 5 pieces per categories. And I thought that was a super smart démarche. And I know that on YouTube you always want to see how-tos, but I thought it was gonna be like super inspiring to see something else than how-tos, but the process of actually like, what should I do? Should I pair it by category? Should I apply for UX research? How do you really break into an industry with 3 to 4 pieces portfolio, and also like pieces in YouTube to show the process of what you went through? My career is not really a switch, because I don't consider it as a switch, because I was designing technology. I have experience in e-commerce and in front end kind of like development design. I see it as like the major stone of my evolution. The only thing is that I spent 3 years in retail, 1 year in e-commerce where I was a founder, 3 years actually, and 2 years in luxury retail where it was an absolute disaster. And that allowed me to create and do the best choice of my life, honestly, which was to follow my own evolution. And I wanted to share that with you, that path. How do you build like at least like a menu? Honestly, I didn't really want to even build a menu, because I just wanted the employer to jump in, to be able to jump in and to be able to be heard. This will have to be done. Another portfolio pieces on mine is on finance. Giving me your time to listen to me, and I hope that this video was an asset for you on how to build a portfolio, what is important. So a quick recap: what is important is your disciplines, areas and arenas that you want to play, that you want to be part in, because I don't think it's really much of a game. Literally, it's pushing the envelope of the future. What is important is also to be as clear and concise as possible, and straight to the point, and your journey and your user journey. And then what can be a company, what can be what can make of you a very good employee, but also with an entrepreneurial spirit. You have some companies that are, even if it's corporate America, that are big machines, but that do want to have this kind of like entrepreneurial spirit, especially when it comes to UX design or UI, where you really want someone who takes initiative and acts, especially if you are in contract. Maybe I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, but if you're into contract, I think that your role will be much more into like the role of being a consultant also as well within the company once you are creating a product. If you move into project management, it's something completely, I believe, different, but that's another journey. What you think? I know that my community is super small, and I just thought that the process of it makes it super interesting, and the internet is here for us to share, and that's sharing is also part of things. So some things you want to keep it a surprise, some other things are less of a surprise, and some other things are just being in process. So love you guys and see you.
Sunlight in bed, we're living underneath the covers, mess with my head. I guess I'm just another lover. I don't wanna sit and talk about it up all night, 'cause I know the games you're gonna play to try to change my mind. Walk away and I won't ask you any questions. Still on your lips, I could taste a bit of heaven. 'Cause it's true that the sugar isn't sweeter. Chase you down, I won't ever learn my lesson. You make me sick, but I can't seem to medicate it. 'Cause it's true that the grass ain't always greener on the other side. On the other side. On the other side. Hung by a thread, and now we're floating to the surface. I'm left on red. You always made me feel so nervous. I don't wanna sit and talk about it up all night, 'cause I know the games you're gonna play to try to change my mind. Walk away and I won't ask you any questions. Still on your lips, I could taste a bit of heaven. 'Cause it's true that the sugar isn't sweeter. Chase you down, I won't ever learn my lesson. You make me sick, but I can't seem to medicate it. 'Cause it's true that the grass ain't always greener on the other side. On the other side. I don't wanna sit and talk about it all night, 'cause I know the games you're gonna play to try to change my mind. Walk away and I won't ask you any questions. Still on your lips, I could taste a bit